Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing something a little bit different and I am doing a build update. So I'm working on this 1/60 scale V2 Gundam. It's an old kit, it's from 1993 and I picked it up on one of Suragaya's recent free shipping sales. I got a crazy deal on it. Normally it goes between I guess 120 and 200 here on eBay in the United States, and I got it for about I think $40 or $50. So it was a total steal and I couldn't pass it up. I've been sitting on it for a while and I just finally started building it. So I thought rather than just making the final video when it's all done and painted, I would hop in and show you guys where it's at, what I'm thinking, comments on the snap build and things of that nature. So you can think of it as also like a snap build review and my plans for the full painted build and all the modifications I'm going to do. I'm going to bring the kit in a second. I just wanted to show you guys the box here because the box art on these old kits is just so cool. So yeah, that's the box. I'll get that out of the way. I'll get the kit here and we'll get into it. Okay, so here we have the snap together kit, and what are my overall thoughts or first impressions? So overall, I really love the kit. I think it looks amazing, especially considering the age. I think there's a lot of great detail and, you know, something I like, there's also a lot of, you know, kind of blank areas, open areas. So it kind of feels like a really nice blank canvas for me to do some modifications, but I'd say it has just enough detail. It really captures the essence of the kit, and the panel lines overall seem pretty crisp. Everything seems very high quality. It's also really sturdy. Well, I can get into that. It's both sturdy and incredibly fragile. So a lot of this kit broke. There are a lot of pieces I had to use cement, plastic cement to glue back together. And then I'm going to have to, you know, putty and sand over to fix where those cracks are before I paint it up. And the reason for that is because this is a transforming kit, it has sort of an inner frame with a lot of moving parts. And I'm not a fan of transforming kits in general, but especially one of this age, it's just very, very finicky. And I think Bandai chose to use a bit of a harder plastic for that inner frame. And I don't know if it's with age or what, but that plastic is incredibly brittle at this point. And when I say incredibly brittle, I mean, you guys know I work on pretty much exclusively vintage kits, and this is the most brittle plastic of any kit I've ever worked on, and that's including kits from the early 80s. So I don't know what's up with it, but even when you cut into it with nippers, normally, like with my god hands, you'll feel the plastic sort of bend under the blade as it does this really smooth cut. This plastic just crumbles when you cut it with your god hands. It's very bizarre. And of course, that's what all the parts that take the most wear and tear from, you know, the transforming gimmick are made of. So long story short, I'm going to have to glue everything on this kit together. I had to modify some pieces and scratch build some supports internally to make sure everything is supported and none of those fragile pieces are taking too much of the load of the upper torso. So it's a little bit flimsy right now, so I'm not going to go ahead and show you the articulation. But I do believe once it's all glued together, it's actually going to be quite stable, because once you take away the transforming mechanics, the rest of the plastic, everything that doesn't use those inner frame parts, which is pretty much limited to just the torso, it's incredibly sturdy. So some of the strongest joint and hip polycaps I've ever felt, just really, really great. Solid knee bends, the toes bend. It's all really well put together. The arms can totally hold the weight. Nothing is loose or floppy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I can show you, I can turn off the rotation on this base here and show you guys. Hopefully I don't knock the camera here because this kit is so big. It was really tricky to find a good camera angle, but There's some little gimmicks here that don't use that brittle plastic, so I can show you. So there's that. A lot of, you know, these pieces have a little bit of articulation. These articulate, but again, nothing is really glued in place right now. It's all just sitting there, or some of it's taped. So I don't want to mess with it too much, but it's kind of cool. It also comes with this really nice big beam shield and 2 of these beam sabers. So the way you do the beam shield is you pop this shoulder open, and that allows you to swing the arm around. This piece pops out. You take this little cap off, and then, oops, see, there you go. And then that's supposed to go right back on there like that. So it's pretty cool. And then I can go ahead and close this one. These ones open and close pretty easily. So it's a cool gimmick. I'm not sure if I'll display it with the beam shield or not. I'm definitely going to display it with the gun over the beam saber. The beam rifle is pretty cool though, because it does have this articulation, I guess. I don't know, but this this bottom piece rotates, so that's kind of cool if you want to do like a sideways shot. But yeah, overall, I really like the kit, and I was planning on painting some other things, but I decided I'm gonna paint this instead. The manual, I know I always talk about the manual. It's pretty standard. It doesn't have the best photos. Here, let me move this to the side so I don't, or move it back so I don't mess it up. It has a couple photos. I really like this illustration, but it doesn't have the big photos that some of the other kits do. In the back, you've got a few shots. The Bandai paint job here is not amazing. It's fine. It gives you a sense of the kit fully done up, but it's not really that inspiring. So I picked up this awesome Hobby Japan Victory Gundam How to Build Gundam book, which shows some really awesome builds. And of course they have a couple, they have a 172 scale scratch build, and then they also have this, I'm sorry, I hit the camera there, this version of the 160 kit, which has a bit of an interesting paint job going for some red around some of the joints and those circle accents. So I'm going to use this for some inspiration. They did some interesting things with the detail, like adding some extra detail back there. And they kind of go through some of the modifications they made to the kit. So I'm going to take a couple things from here. I'm going to do a couple of my own things. I have some interesting ideas. I'm thinking of, I can use this beam saber as a little pointing stick. In here, there's this gap from where the arms fold in for the transformation gimmick, and I think it looks really kind of lackluster. So what I'm going to do is probably put some piping in there. Maybe just 2 pipes or a bundle of pipes. I'm not really sure, but like pipes and wires I think could look really cool. That's one thing. I might put some additional verniers under some of these little flaps. And then I think I'm going to drill quite a few like rivets and little bolt holes throughout the kit to just get some extra detailing. And I might do some light scribing in a few parts. I'm undecided on that at this point. But a lot of it's just going to be overall just like seam line removal, really basic stuff. So that's pretty much it. I can turn this back on again. These back pieces move. There's articulation there. Pretty much everything that you would find standard in a high grade articulates. And yeah, that's it. I just wanted to document this kit snap built so that when I go ahead and show the fully painted build in an upcoming video, I have something nice to compare it against. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my build update on this. And yeah, overall, I'd really recommend the kit, but I would warn you, you have to be comfortable with, you know, gluing pieces back together if they break, because I highly doubt anybody's going to build this, at least unless it was like a repressing with different plastic without breaking stuff. It's just way, way too brittle at this point, the inner frame anyway. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.